There's another Victini error card, and we've never seen one like this. Gamestop continues to take advantage of Pokemon collectors, and this new gamble might have gone too far. And the second part of our plan to make the best of GameStop losing our cards. Welcome back to the Weekly Clob number 5. Let's hit this week's biggest TCG stories. Clobber's gonna clob. So you've probably seen this Victini hyper rare with the massive texture shift that sold for over $4,000 US. And now there's another Victini error card that just surfaced, printed over a Zekrom. I gotta say, this Victini's gotta be one of the most error-prone cards yet. This new error card doesn't quite look as crazy, and it's definitely a lot harder to see. It's got the right print, it's got the right texture, but the information layer was used from the Zekrom instead of the Victini. This one just showed up on Reddit today, so I'm not sure if this is going to be sold, but definitely something to keep an eye on. These error cards just keep getting more and more interesting to me. I might turn into an error collector just yet. So you may have heard about GameStop's power packs. I don't know if they're doing a lot of sponsorships or it's just like a very kind of viral type of clips of some people pulling these cards, but they are still in beta and they've recently extended it to a lot more users just this week. And I want to talk about this. You know, there was a big video that went kind of viral on YouTube this week, Coffeezilla, his epidemic of online gambling. But his video really got me thinking about these digital mystery packs for graded slabs. These kind of mystery packs have been in the Pokemon community for a long time, basically as long as I've been into it, but this is kind of taking it to another level. GameStop started doing this with their power packs as a side gig off of their grading process. You know, they had a partnership with PSA, so you could submit your cards through GameStop to PSA to get graded, and then GameStop would immediately offer to buy them back when they would come in. And they started having this side business of, okay, let's throw up these slabs on our website and sell them for a profit. You know, if you don't want these cards, if they've got value, there's an opportunity for us to buy back your graded cards as soon as you get them and put them up and sell them. But what they end up with is a bunch of slabs that nobody wants, right? They're the lesser known cards, the harder to move cards, the not PSA 10s, right? The PSA 9s, the PSA 8s, and they're just much harder to sell. You know, if you've ever been vending at a card show, if you've ever been to some card shows, you know that everybody wants 10s, especially of the modern cards. So what do they do with all these extra slabs that they can't move, that are just stuck in their inventory on their website? Well, introducing mystery boxes. So we saw that they've done this in stores a little bit with their power packs. You know, they kind of have this whole marketing term and advertising around mystery slabs with the chase card. You know, you could pull the Bubble Mew or you could pull the Charizard, you know, whatever the big chase is, right on the slab. I think the most recent one, their advertising piece was there's one gray felt hat Pikachu that somebody got out of one of the slabs. But anyways, there's a lot of cost and overhead associated with that. And somebody had the bright idea, what if we just do this all digitally? What if we have these power packs? We don't have inventory issues. We have as many as you want. We put them online. It's just a click away to buy one of these. Put your credit card information in, get a mystery slab, and then you get it. It shows you what you get. Opens this virtual pack, shows you what slab you get out of it, and then you can immediately sell it back to them. But the thing that I'm concerned about, and that I think, you know, the investors are really excited about, is just how easy it is to feed more and more money into the machine to try to get a big chase card, and quickly losing track of just how much money you put in. Very similar to a casino or slot machine. So let me know what you think about this digital gambling. Is it a whole new level? Is it a lot sleazier, I guess, than physical mystery packs, or is it on the same level? Is this something you're going to engage with? Are you going to take a look and check it out? And speaking of graded slabs, we got our second half of our big set of PSA returns from GameStop. If you've seen the video last week, we had a pretty big submission that got lost by GameStop, and we were credited about $500. So I had this idea to kind of make the best of a bad situation and took that $500 and sent off my best cards from the stack of cards I have on the side to get graded. So we got our second half of that. We've got 8 cards returned from PSA here, and let's see if we made money back from this second half. First up, we've got the Cynthia's Roserade. This is an illustration rare from Destined Rivals that I actually pulled myself. And I thought it was pretty cool, pretty clean and centered card. Not necessarily one I would keep, but I thought if I could send it off and get graded, I can get some more value out of it. Unfortunately, this one got a 9. Moving on, this one I'm very excited about. This is the Latias EX SIR, and if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that I've cracked a lot of Surging Sparks packs to try to pull this card myself. I eventually threw in the towel and picked one of these up raw at a show, but it was pretty off-centered. So I came across another one that was around the same price point, and it actually looked like it could get a PSA 10. So I picked it up from the card store and then sold the other copy that I had. Unfortunately, this one came back as a 9, but I'm actually not that upset because my main goal with this card was to get it graded so I could put it next to my Latios PSA 10 and have the pair in my binder. Next up, we've got another interesting story. This is a Hopstation EX SIR, another one I pulled myself. This one I was pretty bummed that I wasn't recording when I pulled it, but when I got it back from grading the first time, it came back as a 7, and I was completely flabbergasted. No idea why this one was a 7. I thought this was still a 10 contender, and maybe the grader just made a mistake or was having a bad day. So I cracked it open and sent it again. And this time, we got an 8. Well, at least it's a little bit better than last time we picked up a grade. So let me know if you think I should crack it open and send it again and go for the trifecta of the 7, 8, and 9. And next up, we've got one of my favorite cards ever. This is the Charmander, the meme card. I'm sure you've seen this online with Charmander with his nose up against the window staring at the Pidgey, a little kind of upset that he can't get outside. But this is the Obsidian Flames Elite Trainer Box promo. Very cool, iconic artwork, and we got a 10. This is a super valuable card, and this is a great addition to my collection. Next up, we've got another big one. This is the second one of these cards I graded. This is the Ins Reshiram from Journey Together, but this is the enhanced box topper version from the booster box that has a Journey Together stamp, and I think these are super cool. Big fan of the stamped cards, and this one is a 10. Yes, let's go. Big value, big stonks. Next up, we've got a Pidgeot EX SIR. This is actually the second copy of this card I pulled, and I thought this one was actually pretty clean and had a chance at a 10. So I was planning on selling this one, but hope I'd add some value in getting it graded, kind of like the Cynthia's Roserade. Unfortunately, we got another 9 on this one, so $20 down the drain. Alright, we got another super cool card. This is the Mewtwo from the UPC, and this is just really cool artwork with Mewtwo hovering above the city. I just love this card. I picked this up a while back and kind of going through my binder thought it could get a 10, but unfortunately this one pulled a 9. So I'm still happy. This is staying in the PC. I don't mind keeping a couple 9s in my collection. I think long term they're going to be more valuable, and I don't mind holding on to them. Last up, we've got a Disney Lorcana Enchanted. These are super cool. My wife and I love these Enchanted cards, and this is actually King Arthur. We picked this up from a local card shop quite a while back, and I've been having it put aside, wanting to get it graded. I just love Sword in the Stone, and this one got a 10. Super excited. We got quite a big Lorcana Enchanted collection at this point, and maybe one day we'll get an iconic. And I always recommend, if you're getting cards graded yourself, you take good raw scans of them front and back before you send them off, so you know exactly what condition you send them in, and make sure you got the right card back. And speaking of raw scans, did you know that PSA actually takes raw scans and has them available briefly in their system? They call them first view images, and it turns out you can only really access them in a very specific window of the grading process. So PSA actually has some information about this on their FAQ. They call these first view images, and they say they're a courtesy to the customers to basically show how the condition of the card was whenever they received it, both front and back. And I think this is more of an insurance policy. If there's any kind of dispute on the card being damaged in the grading process, they can show how they received it. The pictures they have of the cards are actually still in the sleeve, so it doesn't do a great job of capturing any kind of surface defects, but for better or worse, they're good information to have. And if you look at some other grading companies like Tag is really great about visibility. They have all the information that they've collected freely available on their website, but PSA is not keeping up. They're not matching that type of accessibility and information to the customer. They show these images only during the assembly process. In my experience, that process only takes a few minutes, if you're kind of tracking your grading process and you come across the assembly step. And then after that's done, once it goes into graded and you get your grades, the first view, or really the raw images of your cards, are no longer accessible. So let me know what you think. Is competition going to force PSA's hand to making these images stay available? I think it's really good information that the customer deserves to have access to. And speaking of big chase cards that you want to get graded and getting those images, we got a couple really cool hits this week. First up, we pulled this super cool Ignite illustration wear from White Flare. We also got this Fennel Full Art Trainer from Black Bolt. We got another epic. Really like these epics from Lorcana Fabled. We got Elsa Snow Queen, probably my favorite one so far. And then this really cool artwork, Stitch Alien Dancer. And there's actually a brand new Lorcana collector set that features this Queen Mirror Seeker with the blue border. Very cool, very unique. And speaking of cool products that you can find at retails, we got some news that Walmart's finally limiting purchases. They're setting the limit at 5 per checkout, and that applies to both online and in store. I wish it was a little bit lower, but at least it's something now. And the result of this is I've seen a few more people online than usual are getting lucky on these Walmart drops. And if you keep track of Pokemon Center, you've seen that they also changed their queue system. You used to be able to see your exact position in line. If you went kind of to the console, you had this hidden URL, but they've hidden that now and you can't see your exact number. Now you get an approximation of about how much longer you have left. And so far it's been pretty inaccurate, I would say. The number widely swings up and down, but gradually goes down over time. I haven't had any success with Pokemon Center in a few months now, so not sure if it's going to do anything to help with the demand, if it's truly helping with the bots. There's just too many like real people trying to buy the products. I don't know. So a year ago today, Surging Sparks dropped, and it's been a mess since then. So we're 12 months into this. You still can't find product readily available in stores or online. We are seeing a little bit of a lull or a flat line in some of the sealed and raw product, but it's still not really helping. And I don't know if it's going to help much going into the holiday season. And that's going to be it for this week's Clob. Digital gambling meets physical cards. PSA plays hide and seek. And Walmart says 5's enough. If you enjoyed this, drop a like and leave a comment. Let me know what your favorite pull of the week is. I'll see you next week.